This is Politics and Live with Ego Grace, and right now we are the Federal Ministry of Police Affairs, and we are here at the 1 year anniversary of the Honorable Minister Alhaji Nnamdi, who has been in office for 1 year and he has achieved a lot during his 1 year in office. So right now, guys, we are going in to see his achievement, his development, and his challenges during his 1 year in office. So let's go in. At the same time, we are going to be interviewing the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Police Affairs. So guys, let's go in, let's hear the development and the achievement and the future achievement of Ministry of Police Affairs. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I think it's been a good, and of course, the cooperation I received from my principal, the Honorable Minister, and my directors and other support staff that have been really very wonderful in the discharge of their respective responsibilities. So I thank God for that. Yes, you will recall that the Ministry of Police Affairs, upon its re-establishment in August 2019, was given a clear mandate to ensure the safety and security of all Nigerians, and to help to provide conducive environment to guarantee, peaceful coexistence among the citizenry, and of course, enabling environment for the socio-economic development and the sustainable livelihood of the citizenry. Well, I do not generally believe that there is administrative bottleneck. Generally NDAs are well structured, having well laid down departments and offices with clear mandates. You will recall that even the reform department, that is the Servicom, in all NDAs were set up for timely and effective service delivery. I believe that e-government, has also been in place recently. Most meetings of permanent secretaries and what we call the service right meetings, and even Federal Executive Council meetings are held, online as virtual meetings. So I do not believe there's any administrative issue, and of course, e-government governance is already in place everywhere, especially with the arrival of the pandemic. Not really been very serious challenges. I have staff who really understand their job and what they do, and our parts, we ensure adequate and enabling work environment to bring out the best. And of course, the issue of welfare is paramount in the leadership, in the administrative style of the ministry, headed by the Honorable Minister and myself. Clearly stated in the vision statement of the Ministry of Police Affairs, which basically is to provide the political will and administrative support for the Nigerian police force and to, operate as an efficient, well, motivated and equipped, force and people-friendly, of course, people-friendly police. If you recall the interview granted to the Honorable Minister, the presentation of the Honorable Minister, you will realize that the narrative of the police and the policing strategy has changed. The police in the recent time is more or less friendly with the people and they are people-oriented. Okay, just like the Honorable Minister mentioned in his briefing, you will recall that on the re-establishment of the ministry, there were no well-structured departments, there were no officers on ground, and so one of the major things we did was to re-establish functional departments in the ministry, the introduction of the IBPS and capturing of police personnel, POLAC personnel and all police colleges on the IPPIS platform. We have also supervised the recruitment and training and deployment of 10,000 constables that passed out from the various training colleges last year, and currently the process of recruiting another set of 10,000 constables is underway. We have also succeeded in resuscitating the 470 million National Public Security Communication System Network project, which is popularly called the CCTV project. From the minister's briefing, you will recall that the project was completed by the company that got the award, and along the line, because of some logistic problems, the project couldn't take off effectively, and fully well. But with the intervention of the Federal Executive Council, a concessionary arrangement was put in place, and of course, the concessionaire has been appointed, and basically what they are doing now is a baseline audit being conducted by KPMG that was appointed following due process, and which they have completed about 80% of the audit. And it is expected that on completion of that project, the audits, a full business case will be developed and sent to the Federal Executive Council for ratification, so that the final agreement, constitutional agreement, will be signed. So eventually the project will come back to life. We have also commissioned the state-of-art Nigerian Police Force National Command and Crime Control Centers in Abuja and Lagos, and that of Kano and Port Harcourt are underway. We have as well established a committee for the recruitment of special constables in all the local governments of the Federation and Abuja, while that's following a presidential directive for the recruitment of what call them special constabularies, to partner with the conventional Nigerian police force, and that will carry out grassroots surveillance and give feedback to the basic conventional police officers around that locality. So that is one of the major achievements of this administration. Then you also recall that in October 2019, a 13-man ministerial interim committee of the Nigerian Police Trust Fund was set up, which I chaired, and we were able to come up with a lot of resolutions. That committee was inaugurated by the Honorable Minister, and we were given specific terms of reference, among which was to develop a working structure for the trust fund, which we have, and which culminated to the inauguration of the trust fund by the Honorable Minister, I think in May 2020. And of course, as I speak, the management of the trust fund is working. The board is also working. I've held series of meetings. I happen to be a board member of the trust fund representing the ministry. We have an 8-member board of trustees chaired by the former retired Inspector General of Police Suleiman Abba, and the executive secretary of the trust fund is Alhaji Ali Sokoto, and the management team is in place already, and they are working very hard. Then I think basically Nigeria will begin to reap the benefits of the trust fund that is put in place by the time we start full operations shortly. Yeah, the relationship between me and the Honorable Minister has been very cordial. He's just more or less like a father, a very humble person, and ready to take advice. So it's been very cordial, and my relationship with the management too has been very cordial. That is what led to some of these major achievements you have seen that we have been able to accomplish. The responsibility is quite challenging and very demanding too. My daily routine activities have been wake up as early as possible, pray to God, then begin to dress up for work, especially on a working day. Sometimes I even come to the office on Saturdays and Sundays. The work is actually demanding, but what can you do? My major responsibility is to, give the best to the Federal Republic of Nigeria and, ensure, better service delivery to the system. So it's actually demanding. Sometimes my family suffers it, by my absence from time to time. But I think my work first to make sure that it doesn't lack. Then my family can enjoy me when I retire from service.